Hello everyone. This is a presentation of my QUT Master of IT degree unit IFN616 Online Information Services. My name is Syed Hussaini and welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we will be discussing about responsive web design, current issues and trends in responsive web design, and development for improving the user experience on mobile devices. So, this presentation is in three parts. To give you the overview of each part, in part one, I will discuss about why is it important to design websites for mobile, key statistics of smartphones and mobile devices usage, and issues faced by developers today in designing websites for mobile devices. Moving along, in part two, we will explore briefly about responsive web design and how it works. We will discuss with a live example of a website in this part. And finally, in part three, I will conclude the presentation and discuss the benefits of using responsive design and recommend some widely used tools, frameworks, and other technologies for using responsive design. Welcome to the part one of the presentation. Here we will discuss why we should consider designing websites for mobile devices and also some of the current statistics of internet usage on mobile devices such as tablets and smartphones. So, why is responsive design so important? Well, well, in today's world, the internet is rapidly growing, and as we know, the internet is mostly consumed using desktop computers, right? But wait, what about mobile devices such as tablets and smartphones? What about the internet usage on these devices? Well, the share of internet usage on these devices is growing rapidly every day. As we can see from this chart, which is from netmarketshare.com, it shows that the share of internet usage on mobile devices year over year is increasing rapidly. In 2013, mobile browsing took a share of 20%, and in last year, it was near to 40%, around 35% as compared to the traditional browsing, desktop browsing. And the statistics shows that this year, mobile browsing has well surpassed the traditional desktop browsing. This shows that over the last few years, the popularity of mobile devices like tablets and smartphones has been growing at an outstanding rate, with more and more people preferring to use these devices over traditional desktop browsing. The adoption and usage of mobile technologies has enjoyed dramatic and almost unprecedented success as far as the history of technology goes. People use mobile technologies such as tablets and smartphones for various different purposes. This usage depends on many factors such as cultural demographics, sociology, age, and etc. According to the statistics given by Google Analytics on browser usage breakdown, 90% of people use multiple screens sequentially these days, as majority of people carry different sizes of devices with them, such as tablets, smartphones, desktops, etc. And 81% of the users browse the internet using smartphones and tablets. It also states that 67% of the users shop online through their smartphones and tablets and other mobile devices. And also 46% of the people manage their finances through these mobile devices. And people like me who love to travel also plan their vacations on their mobile devices. Nowadays, mobile devices comes in all shapes and sizes, and it is almost impossible to keep up with the ever-changing market trying to maintain websites on every handset and screen size. Therefore, today face a lot of challenges while developing the websites, maintaining the different code for different screen sizes and other issues, including non-flexible web applications. There are many issues currently faced by developers. Some of the main issues are the developers need to maintain multiple code bases for different screen sizes, which ends up in a larger development and maintenance overhead. Another disadvantage or issue currently with non-responsive website is web page navigation on mobile devices. Sometimes the textual content on the website is a bit too much for a mobile device and require visitors to waste their time scrolling and scrolling. The amount of text especially is important when the customer is accessing the site via mobile devices. And in case of non-responsive web pages, this is it's how do I put it? It's kind of terrible to navigate a non-responsive web page on a mobile device, which ends up in a very bad user experience. And the pages are not very flexible, which means it is difficult to navigate. And also images. Images do not fit. Like previously, images and graphics were fine when they look up to like 800 pixel width or what. But now smartphones viewports are less than like 400 pixels wide. Larger images will only be partially visible. This looks very unprofessional and can put the customers or users off any website immediately. Due to such issues with non-responsive web design, this not only affects the developers but also the users and businesses. And this is where the responsive web design comes in. And this takes us to the part 2 of our presentation. What is responsive web design? In this part, we will briefly discuss about this amazing concept of responsive web design and with the help of a live example, a short example with a live website. So let's see what is responsive web design and why exactly do we need to make one. Some years ago, there was a clear differentiation between desktop and mobile. We would have separate desktop websites and mobile websites. But with the introduction of tablets and tons of different mobile devices, we faced with designing for more and more screen resolutions and devices than ever before. So what is responsive web design? Responsive design is basically a write once and run everywhere type of web design methodology aimed at crafting sites to provide an optimal viewing and interaction experience. Easy reading and navigation with minimum of resizing and panning and scrolling across wide range of devices from desktop computers to mobile devices. To demonstrate this, let's take a real example of Endeavor Capital Company's website. As we can see here, the content of the website, when we drag the corners of the website, the layout and the images scale down as we go. This is because the website is built on a fluid grid that makes it responsive. As you can see, it reaches a breakpoint where the size of the images and the content fits the size of the screen. And also the content changes according to the screen size. So how does it work? A site designed with responsive web design adapts the layout of to the viewing environment by using fluid, proportional-based grid, and flexible images and CSS media queries. The responsive websites are built on flexible fluid grids that adapts to the browsers or different size that renders the website. As screen size varies, images and content scale to fit the browser window, and breakpoints are set at a certain screen resolution so that the content is displayed always in its best form at any devices, be it mobile, tablet, or desktop. This brings us to our final part 3, conclusions and recommendations. In this final part, let's discuss the benefits of implementing responsive web design for your website. Why consider mobile-friendly responsive web design? Rather than building separate sites and expensive applications for one website and to render it on different devices, and also spending too much money on resources, responsive design gives you the power of creating future-friendly websites and ensure devices compatibility. And with a single code base, there is no need to build separate websites. The respon There are a lot of benefits of responsive web design. It is becoming more and more important as amount of mobile traffic now accounts for more than half of the total internet traffic. This trend is so prevalent that Google has begun to boost the ratings of sites that are mobile friendly if the search was made from mobile device. So what are the benefits of responsive design? Well, responsive design will make your website cross-platform ready as it supports multiple browsers and operating systems. It'll make your site easy to manage since there is only one code base to maintain, as well as the responsive design is very cost effective as it does not use so many resources. And it makes sure that your website is future proof. To conclude, there are many frameworks and tools available in the market today to implement a responsive design, of which I would recommend three of the most famous and widely used frameworks, such as Twitter Bootstrap, Flowtype.js, and Pure CSS. And there are many more tools which will make your website responsive. Well, we have reached the end of our presentation, and to conclude this presentation, I will end with a quote from the great Bruce Lee, which also applies to web content management, ironically. It says, content is like water. You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in the bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in the teapot, it becomes the teapot. Oh, thank you for listening. Have a nice day.